Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Kieran and this is Fox Up RPG. So today we're back looking at a couple of Kickstarters. Two of them are going to be for Old School Essentials, and the last one is going to be one we've looked at a little bit, well, quite a bit, including interviews, look at the projects, and character creation. The first one of the first two is going to be called Duginthroat Divided. This is going to be a weird fiction meets fairy tale, a lot of dungeons, and awesome stuff. I love the art in this. It sounds absolutely brilliant, and we'll go over that now in a minute. The second one is going to be Wildendrem Volume Two, The Deathly Hallows. Again, this looks brilliant. They had Volume 1, which you can pick up in this in both physical and PDF, which won, I believe that won an Any. So again, this is like a more follow-up to continue the world and adventures they can have. And the last one is Arduin's Portal to Adventure. It's going to have Battle Royals and Borderlands in there, my main game that I play, where I'm a player. And we're going to have, again, all the Arduin stuff. And, of course, the Lost Dungeons of Thundersborg. One of the first, if not the first, officially released mega dungeons. All this stuff goes together. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So, the first one. Duginthroat Divided. Again, you'll go down through this and I see the art is absolutely brilliant. A dungeon on your doorstep. That's my awesome movie voice. So, a scarlet mist spews from the wounds in the crag under their old keep, spawning forth strange and new life. Duginthroat is ripped at the seams. The king's army is marching forward, and eldritch hollers impatiently await. Now, this, as you can see, this is amazing art. You have like these monstrous creatures coming out. It looks like a weird biomass all over this keep. It looks brilliant. It'll be a complete dungeon at your doorstep for Old School Essentials. Again, anything with Old School Essentials, this will work with any old school type system. You've got an OSR system. You can even run this with AD&D if you wish. You maybe just have to increase the hit dice or the hit points and stuff like that. But it's going to be very similar. I'll probably run this using my buddy's game, Barrows and Borderlands. It's my main game for this type of stuff. And it's going to go great with anything. Again, this is designed to take your adventures from level 1 to 4. It looks brilliant, and again, it's a love letter to weird fiction, as it says right here, and fantasy from books from the 1980s, which is brilliant. The age of classic dungeon crawling, right as it says here. So Duginthroat is an ancient keep fortification on a crag, on a craggy outlook, and long abandoned by its owners. The home is to a motley crew, a motley collection of grave robbers, thieves, wild beasts, lunar cultists. Not just any cultists, lunar cultists, and an utter manner of scurly malcontents. Basically, a bunch of creeps and weirdos. Again, the art style in this is brilliant. That's one thing I really like with Old School Adventures or stuff. You're having more of this interesting art come out more and more last few years. And I absolutely love it. Love the feel and look of it. It sounds brilliant, it looks brilliant. More than 100 key locations spread over 15 adventure sites. Again, you could easily incorporate this in your own world. Plop it in, it's going to be in a corner somewhere. You hear about a rumour out there from weird old abandoned keep that's overgrown. Maybe the overgrown has now been bursted open and have all this biomass and all this weird stuff going on. And you can adventure out there. Again, if you have all your old books, your basic expert stuff, you go out there and have a great time. It says a dungeon in your doorstep, a rogue renderer, flesh out any new character, a player character or shady NPC with this flavourful set of tables. I love tables. Tables are always brilliant. Immersive advancement, level up in fiction with a celebration system honouring one of our favourite and most ignored rules from original adventure game. Now, I think what this is basically role playing. Again, XP for role playing and being in the world, which is something we also do in the game we play, Barrows and Borderlands, which is great. And I like to see that. It's not just about meta play. I do not like meta play. As much as I try to, if I know something's going to happen in adventure, I'll try and keep my character not saying or doing stuff, or maybe I'll purposely have my character do the stupid thing, because they're not going to know what it is. But if I know what it is, to me it's going to be stupid, you know. So that's the thing I like. Faction play. You've got thieves' guilds, advanced eldritch deities, bohemian abominations, and ghastly acolytes. So this is going to be awesome stuff. Weird mutation tables, come on, this sounds right up my alleyway, guys. Yeah, I've backed this. I backed this for physical, and it is very cheap. This is being made from guys from Norway, or at least it's being printed in Norway, from what you understand. Lunar Tasklings, international monsters, forgotten dreamlands enthralled by an unseen, unknowable threat that seeks to conquer a reality. The Birchwood Wives, a mob bracket of spinsters. That is hilarious. You have these bunch of old women. Get over here, boys! I'll kick your ass. I can just imagine the roleplay you could have with this as a DM. The triple threat of mercenary warbands. So we have at least 3 mercenary bands out there. Again, look at this art. This reminds me of some Roald Dahl books in a way, but it's like twisted and weird looking. Yeah, it looks great. It has a bunch of stuff from like what critics have said. You can read that here if you wish. Again, of course, I'm going to link where you can find all these Kickstarters down below. And you have this one here from one of the co-creators of the Valley of Flowers, which is actually going to be the next one we're looking at. Volume 2 on the set. 10-foot pole between 2 cairns. Testimonies from actual adventurers. Now, I love this. You can read this here yourself if you wish. But has it done as the players, like, who play this? They're characters. So, Crowberry, he's a thief. You have Melvin, the magic user. I think that's fun. And you can watch some actual plays and stuff like that here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pledge levels. This is insanely cheap, so you can be a follower, get access to the add-on store. You know, that's pretty normal at this stage. PDF, digital, you know, €12, dirt cheap. Physical, this is the one I got. I'm probably going to go to the Lux, but 130 plus pages of hardcover stuff. You get the digital assets and all that as well, and stretch goals. This one is going to be the same thing, except you're also going to have a box full of goodies. I think you're going to get like maps and stuff like that as well. Some stretch goals. They're almost at their last stretch goal. So, and the team left to right. So you have Dastly Daniel Hararla. I'm going to pronounce your names wrong, guys, so I'm very sorry about that. But then you have Woeful Walton Wood, Burius Brian Yaska, Evil Emil Kirdin, and that damned Dio Skurs. Now, I'm sorry I butchered all your names, but I absolutely love how they have characters here. And then it goes into more about who these guys are, what they do. Like you have writing, illustration, layout, editing and proofreading, consultation and supplement writing, indexing and bookmarking, consultation, crowdfunding management. Like, this is awesome. And it's again, not only is it cheap, the delivery is very good. It doesn't go up beyond €21. You know? So that's that. I have backed it. Again, I want for the physical. I'm probably going to upgrade it to the deluxe because I want those maps. Again, I think it does have maps, so let's go through it there later, but you can check it out. Yeah. So the next one we're looking at is Wildendrem Volume 2, The Saintly Hollows. There's going to be 2 new books taking place in this land. As you can see, it's made quite a bit of money already, and it's still 14 days ago. This is about the halfway point. I believe there's 7 days left at the time of filming on this one. The first one we looked at, let me just double check. Yeah, 7 days to go. But on this one, it's 14 days to go. So onward now to the Saintly Hollows. Who will walk the perilous roads of the blessed marches? Who dares seek treasures of a land undone? The Saintly Hollows is a fantasy campaign setting of mystic adventure in an Arthurian world gone strange. Great for use for old school tabletop RPGs. Designed for maximal utility at the table, this volume expands upon the first one introduced in any award-winning The Valley of Flowers. You can get the PDF and the physical of this as well, of the Valley and all this stuff here. The Windrek supplement supports players with 20 unique character backgrounds, optional rules, oaths and quests, new starter adventures. There's lots of great stuff in here, at least what it sounds like. The Saintly Hollows is located directly north of the Valley of Flowers in the province of Barun. It's comprised of 3 regions nestled along the wild coast of Wildendrem's remotest reaches. The Saintly Hollows is a particularly dangerous place, smaller than Gunyon, but more densely packed with ruins and subterranean haunts, which is always great. Subterranean, underground, underworld, whatever you want to call it, is always fun. And those who travel its ancient pilgrim roads are likely to encounter saint-touched beasts, flying ships, pirates, and reality-wrinkling extradites. The forces of two bitterly warring factions, which, again, it sounds awesome. I really like the art. The art, again, we have different kind of style of art than we had in the other one, but it looks cool. You're getting a sense of how things should feel. The ancient Sectarum. The region lies west in a massive dungeon complex in which imprisoned the sorcerer saints of the old plot against one another, and against the world that turned its back on them. Built on the ruins of a fallen empire pleasure palaces, the sanctum has long been destination for priest pilgrims, but now its shadowed corridors are overrun with restless spirits and otherworldly terrors. You have this Goliath creature, which sounds brilliant. So basically, this Goliath creature in himself is a dungeon, but he's also essentially a faction leader who can tip the balance of power. Essentially, think of a giant Megazord, Power Ranger Megazord, that has a dungeon in it, but can move around and cause havoc. So the Saintly Hollows is in the grips of strangeness and conflict. The book includes a guide to the shifting tides of battle between the exiled Duke, Versil, and the self-proclaimed saint who seized power. Another set of procedures are used to generate extradite, reality-bending rifts, a plague. So basically you're going to get more lots of tables and stuff which you can use in your games, which is really cool. What it talks about here, you have a dozen dungeons and adventure sites, which is huge. Lots of stuff you can play with that, and also make your own stuff to go along with it. Dozens of dynamic locations. This is going to help you come up with ideas for what to do in these areas. A map, which is cool. Hundreds of NPCs, encounters, rumors, hooks, arcane relics, many cursed swords, which cursed items are always amazing. I love cursed items. And the best cursed item is an item you don't know it's cursed for a while. It slowly picks up on the player, or adds negatives to the player. Maybe your +2 sword, who can also like detect, gold and however far away. Maybe that slowly causes like damage to the person's psyche or something. Makes them obsessed with gold, obsessed with trying to find more, and essentially do anything to get things from other people. Now we have the Wildendrem's Codex, which this is basically a bunch of tools for both players and DMs, or referees in this case. It's going to have character background stuff, it's going to have a starting adventure, it's going to have more of the world stuff and extra rules, gazetteer like it says, generative tables, and then we have the Valley of Flowers, which is the first one which you can get as an add-on. There's going to be another part of the world. Again, all this stuff goes together to create its own world, which does sound cool. Now, I did only get the PDFs of this and the flowers, mainly because to get the freedom it would be $100, plus the shipping is not great to where I am in Ireland, and also I'm in the middle of trying to get a house, so we're trying to keep expenses down. I sort of have a budget I try to stick to. So yeah, that's the only reason I didn't get physical. I'd love to, maybe one day I will, but they sound cool as F. And the last one we'll be looking at is Arduin's Portal to Adventure. Again, my buddy Matthew Tapp is involved in this. We have the Emperor's Choice games and Fellowship of the Thing involved with this. I'll keep this one brief because you guys probably seen my videos on this. I've been covering this for a while now, and the upcoming stuff with it and all that. So this is at 38 hours left. Now, I told my buddy I think it will at least hit $40,000. 38 hours, 40,000. It's at $39,026. It is absolutely going to hit at least the 40. I think it's going to go to 45. I said to Matt, I think it'll get up to 50 at the high end, 40 on the low end, and I think I'm going to be right. But yeah, you're going to get a ton of stuff on this. Again, we'll go through this quickly, but if you've watched any of your videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. 800 pages, dozens of character classes, double that of race, hundreds of monsters, mutations, hundreds of spells, multiple hit and fumble tables, which is brilliant. Alien stuff, different magic systems, and the great thing about the magic system is, so say you have a bunch of spells from one system that you really like, but you don't want to use that system's magic, take the spell and use the caster system you want. It's simple. You're gonna have 5 different dungeons with over 15 plus levels combined. So the Tunnelsburg, Lost Dungeons of Tunnelsburg, that's going to be, I think it's 10. And then you have the Rancid Maw and Dracula in Space. Matt has talked a little bit about Dracula in Space. And he said his players have called it a 6-level funnel. That was me, just so you guys know. It is absolutely a 6-level funnel. But again, here you can find out more in the video here, more videos here on it. You have Matt talking about it. This is me and Matt doing a character creation. This is a long video, but really it only takes 15 minutes to do a character with the art and stuff and extra stuff in there. But it was over things slowly, and I kept explaining like the modularity and everything you can do what you want. If you want to get to pledge levels, it's like $85 for just the Arduin set. But the real idea of this is, we'll go down to it now. This is like the stuff you're going to get. The real idea is to get at this level 145. Now, this says it has a retail value of $304. This is actually a lie. It is much more, because they didn't calculate Dracula in Space and what else? Dreadiac Boogaloo in this. So it says like 52% off retail value. It's not. It's more like 60, 62. But yeah, guys, this is an absolute steal. So it's done in sort of the old OD&D style, but it's going to have heavy paper. It's going to be linen paper, but then heavy cardboard on the outside with massive staples to keep everything together, and it will last much longer than the OD&D stuff. Again, it looks brilliant. You guys are going to love it. If you like anything with a classical gaming, here's Lost Dungeons, you're going to love it. You get art prints, you get map prints, you get canvas, I think it's canvas map. I'm not sure. No, parchment paper. There you go. Parchment paper map. You get a big version and a small version. You get some cards as well to basically play the in-game type of game, essentially card game, which you can get the free rules for on drive-thru. And you have a PDF version if you want, just what PDFs. There you go. And you also have another one where you basically get the same stuff as above, but you get in this big plastic case and a ton of add-ons. If you want miniatures, there are going to be some miniatures involved in this as well, but then a load of extra Arduin stuff. But yeah, guys, this is going to be a video. I hope you guys like this one. Again, if you like any of the stuff we showed off here, I will leave links where you can find it all. So, again, yeah, I will leave links where you can find everything below. And that's it, guys. Again, thank you for checking this one out. Again, I didn't post anything last 6 days or so. Again, you know, personal stuff going on, house and all that stuff, a lot of paperwork and figuring stuff out. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a good one, and see you later. Thank you and goodbye.